So here I am today with Suzy Kopp, one of my friends and a great leader in her own right there in South Carolina. And Suzy, you've been part of this mentorship program called the Inner Circle. And we talked about how leaders have said this has been one of the best decisions they've ever made to join the mentorship group. So why do you agree with that statement?
I agree with that statement because I'm around like-minded thinkers. And when you do that, you're aligned with thoughts, but you're also building one another up. And who doesn't want to be around people who think like you do in terms of leadership and growth, and those that are higher than you that want to share and collaborate? It's been amazing.
Well, I know you've always been somebody that they call learning based, and learning based doesn't really mean you just go to things, right? You actually implemented some of the things that you learned. That's what learning based is. You go places and you implement. So, can you share with us maybe something that you implemented that helped your leadership, maybe grow your team or even your sales force?
I can share it started with me. I needed to change or upgrade my mindset, and being around bigger thinking people really helped me broaden that. And of course, with your leadership, Diana, that helped. I believe that abundance is everywhere, and I don't know if I had that mindset before Inner Circle. I
Yeah.
don't think I did. I know I didn't.
Well, I appreciate that. And of course, John Maxwell came along board and spending that 3 hours with him in our first session there. And that's what's going to happen in October. Do you have questions that you're already going to be asking John?
Well, yes, because you tell us that we need to be prepared. And of course, yes. I mean, this is a brilliant mind. I want to get as much information from him as I can because he's a great leader and I want to be more like him and I want to be more like you, really.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So, with John coming alongside and doing a program every single month on Zoom, and you haven't missed any of them. I mean, the ones that I do, the ones that John does. And of course, this year we're bringing on a wealth individual, a couple that will help us with generational wealth as well as tax strategies. I mean, things that we all need, right? How excited are you to move forward? Because this will be your second year.
Excited because you are switching it up some and you're adding more. It's not just the same stuff. And as John always talks about, it's learning, and because you can't learn everything at once. So spreading it out, and the wealth part and generational wealth is something that I look forward to learning more about, and also being more accountable to that. Because once we learn, we'll talk the next month, and that'll give some form of accountability. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, well, and the biggest part, you were a founding member. This is only our second year in doing this. And as we went through it, we had 3 events. So, what did you learn from those events?
Well, one, being in the room with people, the Zoom is amazing, but physically being with people and learning more about their stories really kind of just loosened me up a little bit to say, okay, it's okay to be where I am because maybe they were where I was and I want to get to where they're going. And people are in the room are always willing to collaborate, teach, train. And that I love that part. We're always learning from one another.
Well, and because it's such a small group, and that's the thing that I wanted when I started this, because the inner circle that I joined with John way back in the early 2000s was the fact that there were 13 of us. Well, 13 plus myself. So I guess there were 14 of us. And I loved that intimacy, getting to know John at a better level. And Suzy, you just dropped off. There we go. Let me say that again because you cut out and you went away for a minute.
Yep.
Okay. So when I first joined the inner circle many years ago, when John was doing this by himself, there were 13 others besides me. And that intimacy, getting to know John, getting to know each of those people. And of course, this one was 34 people. And so what did you think about having John actually get to know you, your name, what you did, and some of the situations that you were facing?
Well, John really does. It's very interesting. He is a brilliant mind in the fact that he does know you by name. And when he meets you, he's not just saying your name and thinking, oh, he won't remember you the next go around. He does. And then his leadership and his skills, 90 books, and he's teaching us not even the books that he's written, but the books that he's getting ready to write. We're hearing things that most people aren't hearing about with John. Again, I know I brought up that layer leader learning, but that's something that he specializes in. And I wanna learn, but I know I can't learn it all at once, so it's spread out. It's been great.
And we get to talk about what's happening, and of course, there's always Q&A. When you're in those big groups, you may or may not get your question asked, and yet here we have time with him and with others every single month that we can ask questions of, and every time you get your questions answered because there's so few people there, and that's what I love about this inner circle. So, we went back to the events. What was your favorite event and why?
Well, you may already know this, but the bobsled, we took the bobsled down. We had an Olympian, three-time Olympian pushing us down through the bobsled. It was wonderful. It was
Yeah, well,
amazing.
and for people that don't know, it was the Olympian bobsled that they practice on during the summer, right? Now, it caught us at about 4 Gs. I mean, you were going around those curves at 180 degrees and definitely kind of took your breath away, yet it was very special to you because you had an Olympian in your family. Tell us about that.
Thank you for asking. My grandfather was in the 1932 Olympics in Lake Placid for the bobsled. So, Diana, when you presented that as an option for us to do at the event that we were recently at, I was over the moon, as you can imagine.
Well, yes, and we had 4 speakers, and you did the zip line, which they
Yeah.
said, I got to see a video, and it said, "Okay, you're committed, Susie. You can't turn back now, even though you were thinking about it."
I turned around and told everybody, "I love you," just in case. But yeah, and the speakers were amazing. The one speaker that's 50 years of experience and telling stories about the Olympians was fascinating. Of course, Raylene telling her story and interweaving lessons about her running the torch in the 2002 Olympics was extraordinary. And then oh my goodness, I'm forgetting her name.
Izzy. Yeah.
Overcoming her challenges with a disability is inspirational, and literally, I will take it for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Her winning that World Cup because we get up every morning. I mean, we've got 2 hands. We're doing our business, so to speak, and really hearing about all the obstacles that she's overcome being born without an arm, hand. It's very interesting to see the Paralympics and how far they've come and how they're helping so many people out there. So I love that we did that. And of course, the 3 events and the new one coming up in Atlanta will be with John for 3 hours. And then we have other speakers. And of course, we always have a surprise experience that's going to stretch us some way, somehow. And obviously, you didn't have to do the bobsled if you didn't want to. We had people that opted not to, and they got to do other things. We always have something that will stretch your mind no matter where your mind is, and you'll learn those leadership lessons. So, in the close, tell me from your perspective, why should people sign up for this and why is it a great investment for them?
I think personally, it's changed my mindset. So I do think bigger. I've learned from other people like yourself, like John, people in the room that I want to be like. And Diana, I've doubled my income.
Yeah, that's the big
It's a
one.
correlation. It's a
Yeah.
correlation. There's no way around it. There's a correlation. My income has doubled.
And we always say your income, right? Your business grows to the extent that you do. Your income grows to the extent that you do. Are you growing enough? And you can't get to better until you get to different, is my saying. And so, what are we doing different? When I first joined the inner circle, I stretched my budget big time. And I've actually had people that sold things to get into this inner circle. And I don't know of one person that went through the year of inner circle that did not increase their income, even when, well, you're in real estate. The market went down, yet your income went up. Every single person said that same thing. The market was going to heck in a handbasket, and I increased. I know it works. It really does. So, Suzy, thank you for being with us. Are there any other things that you would love to say to somebody that's out there just thinking about being in the inner circle?
I think that we need each other. And in order to do that, you collaborate, you get in the room with people who think bigger than you, and you'll start thinking bigger. And then you'll have people want to follow you too. It's a lot. It's a full circle, the inner circle. It's a full circle.
And Simon Sinek says, if you're a leader, you've got to constantly be upping your leadership skills. You've got to constantly be studying leadership. And who better to study from than the guru of leadership, John Maxwell? I mean, just the mere thought that you could be in the room. And I share things with how I took a company that was not making money to a company that made almost a half a billion. I debate between 500 million and a half a billion. Half a billion sounds pretty good, right?
It does. It does.
We're
Diana,
sharing these things.
can I add one thing? To have John Maxwell in a room with 34 people, I don't think, I mean, I have a hard time grasping this. Wherever else you go to see him, it's 5,000 people in the room. You're not having an individual conversation when he's looking you in the face and has a minute to talk back to you. It's really is extraordinary. It's special and it's a moment in time, and nothing lasts forever. So I say, if you're going to do it now.
That's exactly right. None of us are getting any younger, right? So thank you so much, Suzy. I so appreciate you being part of this and just sharing your thoughts about the inner circle. And I want to invite all of you to join this inner circle because, well, I can't invite all of you. I can invite you, yet all of you can't join because it's only for a special few. And we do have a few seats left available. So decide today. Go ahead and give us a call, all right? And that phone number is 512-660-2993. I had to actually look at it to make certain that you had it, okay? Be certain to give us a call. Thanks so much. Okay, Suzy, let me stop that.